I'm joined now by Jim Walsh in Boston. He's a senior research associate at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Security Studies program. Jim, we're just about 2 hours away from the main event. First, though, I want to get your take on that Kim-Trump dinner, and does it set the scene for what happens next?
Well, I think there's a couple of scenarios here, and I think we know what's not going to happen. I think what's not going to happen is there's going to be an announcement of a highly detailed agreement with lots of parts and technical specifications. That's not happening because the parties really haven't met that often since Singapore. So that homework did not get done. And so I think it's closer to Singapore 2 than it is really a jump into substance. And so we'll get an announcement. Some of it will be declaratory policy. You know, each side pledges to do things. And hopefully there'll be some of the low-hanging fruit that the U.S. has offered and that North Korea has offered, and they can agree to that. But I think what we're going to see here is a succession, a series of summits, and President Trump already announced there would be a third summit. So I'm not expecting a lot. But Elaine, let me say this, another scenario is they get in the room together and Kim and Trump, agree to something wild and unexpected. I don't think that will happen, but that could happen.
Well, there is this early report that releases details of what they believe will be in this Hanoi agreement, which include the establishment of liaison offices and a possible peace agreement. How significant would that be?
Well, the liaison offices, I think, is a move in the right direction. I think it's kind of a dumb thing that the U.S. and North Korea haven't had some sort of lines of communication. Right now, the Swedes handle that for the U.S. in Pyongyang, and there's no reason why the U.S. can't be there. So I think that's a step in the right direction, improves communication. We're not going to get a peace agreement. What we might get is an announcement declaring the end of the war. Those are two different things. So announcing the end of the war is good. Words matter. It's better when it's words and actions together. And that would be a peace agreement that would actually be a treaty that would have all sorts of things in it. Demarcation of lines, disputed territories and maritime areas, return of remains, a whole bunch of stuff. But those are the sort of details that are not ready yet because the hard negotiation really needs to happen.
Right, and a lot is being made, speculation about the DPRK's Yongbyon nuclear facility. Could we possibly see some mutual agreement about its future and the possible lifting of economic sanctions?
Yeah, I think you've put your finger on sort of two big core areas for both parties. I think it would be helpful to shut down their plutonium reactor. Now, it's been shut down in the past and restarted, but the fact that it was restarted sort of speaks to the fact that it's worth something, and I would feel good to have that shut down and then internationally monitored. And on sanctions relief, yes, there's going to have to be some movement here. If one side's going to have to do something and the other side's going to have to do something. I think that's most likely if you see the hints coming out of the administration from recently retired officials. That looks like humanitarian aid, maybe making banking easier, which is easier said than done, honestly, but that's another conversation. Some things like that. But there's going to have to be a give on both sides if there's going to be progress.
All right, Jim Walsh in Boston. We'll have to see what happens. Thank you.